So hello everyone, welcome to this quick update here on the Shredding Skeptic. I thought I would just take a quick moment to step outside and explore the neighborhood a little bit, and I've come down to this frog pond that I've discovered. It's just in the back of my neighborhood here, so I thought I would come explore a little bit with you guys to talk a little bit about where the channel's going. So I have pretty much everything I need set up in the new studio, but as I was beginning to try to do an intro over there, I was just thinking it would be so much nicer to step outside because pretty much all of the videos have been indoors so far. And I thought it'd be nice to, get out and get a little bit of sunshine onto my pasty skin because I haven't seen the sunlight in what feels like months. So I thought we'd come up for a little bit of air here and take a quick little exploration around in this weird low-lying marshland here. So, as we've recently concluded Gamer Psych Season 1, and if you guys haven't had a chance to check that out, I definitely recommend you hop over to Alloy 7, which just recently crossed over 10,000 subscribers. Congrats again, BC. And take a look at that video. That one is just about to cross over 1,000 views and has been one of the more successful episodes. Now, it's got me to thinking, what are we going to be doing for Season 2? This one I want to take my time with a little bit more, as I'm beginning to realize that Alloy 7 is going to be a much better place for more of my gaming content, which is going to free up my channel for some of the things that I want to talk about a little bit more. Now, I haven't really fully fleshed out what that's going to be, but frankly, I think it is going to have to be with the state of my generation and the psychology that may plague them and those before them. How exactly I'm going to do that without coming across as some kind of condescending dick, well, I guess that's yet to be determined, but maybe I should just not really care about that so much. Alright, so I thought I'd come out to the lake here, just to give you guys a little bit of an idea of what this nice little community looks like out here in northern, well, not really northern, southern Ontario, middle Ontario, I suppose, out in the old Simcoe region. So yeah, really nice out here today. So it's going to be a lot of fun going and exploring this new community out here on Lake Simcoe. I thought I'd come out here just to take in the scenes a little bit here out on this beautiful day, as I've never really had the benefit of living within walking distance of a large body of water. So I thought it would be nice to come out here and enjoy some of the nice nature scenes and maybe a quick vape. Huge haul. Yeah, so I thought I would take this episode outside a bit today because honestly I've been cooped up indoors for what feels like eons, and it's really nice to get outside a little bit, but I do have to manage how much time I do spend outdoors, as my skin is unfortunately rather sensitive to the sun, as you can probably imagine. Yeah, I'll be joined by a little bit of the avian wildlife today. So like I was saying earlier, I do want to take the channel in a bit of a new direction. It's not that gaming is necessarily boring me, it's just I feel I've said a lot of what it is that I want to say when it comes to the games we reviewed on the channel so far. And fundamentally, I think that there's just going to be a little bit more that I can be doing with my time on YouTube than reviewing games, which is, again, it is kind of a saturated environment. In my opinion, it's just one among many. There's a lot of things that I want to talk about having to do with psychology, but again, like I mentioned earlier, I'm still trying to figure out exactly what format I want to do that in. I did try to incorporate it a little bit with the games to varying degrees of success, but fundamentally I feel somewhat torn between these two worlds, so I am hoping that by focusing on one of them on my channel and the other on Alloy 7, hopefully I can get a bit more engagement specifically focused on what it is I'm talking about, rather than, going off on tangents and things like this. So I think focus is going to be of the utmost importance here. So what would be the reason for the sudden change in direction on the channel? Well, as I've been going through the YouTube Gamers Academy with BC and the gang, it has forced me to step up my game to a pretty high level, and through this development, I'm starting to see that, a lot of the gaming space and reviewing games in general is not really going to get me the kind of engagement I'm looking for, per se. Because I think the topics are, the conversation is going to be focused mostly on the games, because that's a way of keeping everything on a sort of surface level. But, it takes me back to that story that B told on his channel recently about that guy at the gym that was super pissed about the yoga class being canceled, and it looked like he was about to assault a receptionist as a result. And like B said, he's like, you know, why does this guy think that this is the most important thing going on in his life right now? There are so many more important issues. But again, if, you know, you sort of lived in a bubble your whole life, maybe the yoga class frustration is just as bad. And that's, you know, not entirely inaccurate. The kind of levels of frustration someone would experience from not being able to get the best opera seats would be similar to the levels of frustration someone in Brazil might have when maybe they don't find the nicest food while rummaging through the trash, which is an unfortunate reality of their life. But if you want to measure the physiological response to frustration, it would be about the same. Now, I guess what it would come down to is mindset, and that's something that's been a rather large focus on, well, the learning table for the past little while. And as I'm getting through a lot of these books, I'm beginning to realize that, yeah, there's definitely a lot more that I want to talk about than just games. But I don't really want to abandon the game channel either. Oh, look, there's some dude fishing in a boat. Nice. But, yeah, I think that would be where I want to focus for Alloy 7 and for Gamer Psych Season 2, which, again, I want to figure out exactly how we're going to do that and what games we're going to be focusing on. So I would definitely love to hear from you in the comments if you have any suggestions about where you'd like to see that series go. But in the meantime, I think mindset and psychology is going to be where we're going to be moving on a go forward here on the Shredding Skeptic, because I think that's a message that is important to get out there. So definitely hang in there, and I'm sure we'll get through this most Ricky tick. Now, one of the other format changes that I was thinking about is doing a lot more of my vlogging outside, just because it seems to be a much nicer environment with which to talk, rather than doing a lot of my vlogs in my flashlight lit basement, where, you know, my biggest issue is light balancing all that artificial light. Well, I figured why not just come out here and use a great big old source of natural light, and it's yeah, a little bit more relaxing sitting and talking out here. So I definitely wanted to give you guys an opportunity to check this place out a little bit, because this place is really, really nice. So thank you for putting up with all the strange changes here on the Shredding Skeptic, and I hope to see you guys soon on a later episode. So in other news, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about a collaboration I'm going to be doing with Rishi Cup TV and a few other YouTubers over on Blab, where we're going to be having a conversation about connection, especially between men. So that's going to be the topic of conversation, and I think I'm going to be bringing up a few of Mike Cernovich's points regarding connection versus reflection, and how those two things are mutually exclusive, and if you're doing one, you're probably not doing the other, and trying to do both at the same time can be disastrous. So definitely stay tuned for that, and I'd love to see you guys on the Blab, so join the conversation, and we'll see you there.